I'll tell you a story. Many years ago, a boy wished to know the entire world from the bottom of his heart. He looked at beautiful creatures and their forms, wanting to know those bodies deeply, those smiles, those caresses. He thought that was truly love, and so he fell headlong into pleasures and debaucheries. Life is short, he thought. I've worked a lot, I need a break. After all, this is adult stuff. Isn't it? My father, my uncle, my cousin, everyone has done this. However, in the course of time, that boy became a man, and sadness and confusion surround him. He did things he would regret for our eternity. With its distorted view, he loved himself more than anything else. He was not only killing himself, but expelling part of God that lies inside him as well. Oh, rottenness, oh monstrosity of life and depth of death. Could I like what I cannot have simply because I cannot have it? Love, then, and be loved was sweet to me. Even more when I could enjoy it from a person whom I loved. I was therefore contaminating the source of friendship and its brilliance with the hell of lust. This could be a story about Saint Augustine, but it is my story, and it may be your story too. All of us have struggled with lust and pride and fallen into temptation. But listen, falling is part of being human. We make mistakes every single day, we get lost on the way home and sometimes feel we are farther from God. For a long time we sought something that could fill the loneliness of our flesh, misunderstanding that what completes us lies within us. I know how difficult this burden has been. When all your friends are sleeping, when all your strength is gone, the loneliness of the flesh. But do not be afraid. The fall is part of being human, but the rising is from God. In Gethsemane, Jesus struggled against a deep sadness and temptation. He stood firm and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will. My Father, if it is not possible that this cup pass without my drinking it, your will be done." Then Jesus drank the cup and gave us the bread of eternity. What do we learn from this? Even God felt alone. Even God felt sorrow. However, He didn't let the cup pass. He showed us how to overcome temptation, loneliness, and the flesh. Many times without realizing it, we are blinded by our own will, wishing to receive more than give, to be loved more than to love. This is the seed of chaos, when we look to ourselves instead of our brother. Jesus teaches us to endure the pain without complaining. If we must give our own blood to overcome sin, then how can you want heaven if you are not willing to carry your cross as well? The path of pain. There was a man who complained about everything. He wished for an easy life. No problems, no sadness, no pain, no sacrifice. Whenever a difficulty arose, he tried to avoid it. When he died, he met Saint Peter, who was standing in front of a huge door, holding a 5-meter cross. The man asked Saint Peter, "Is there a shortcut to heaven?" Saint Peter answered, "You must carry this 5-meter cross along the path behind this door. It is only a 5-kilometer walk." The man began his journey, but every kilometer he walked, he cut 1 meter off his cross. When he reached the end of the path, he came upon of a precipice, and his cross was now very small. Frightened, the man prayed to his guardian angel. The angel appeared and asked, "What are you waiting for?" "Heaven's on the other side," the man said. "I'm afraid to jump across the precipice." The angel answered, "Where is your bridge?" "The one Saint Peter gave you." The man realized he had made a huge mistake. He had cut off his bridge along the way. Ask God to give you patience in your tribulation, pain sanctifying. You are not alone, you have a father and a mother in heaven watching over you. Do you know what love is? Love is to wish well for another, not only want the other for your own sake. That was my mistake. In the course of life, we distance ourselves from God because of mortal sin. Often it seems there is no way home, but God is waiting for us, waiting for true repentance. Whatever you have done in the past, forgive yourself. Take up your cross on your path of pain. Jesus once said, "A man had 2 sons, and the younger son said to his father, 'Father, give me the share of your estate that should come to me.' So the father divided the property between them. After a few days, the younger son collected all his belongings and set off to a distant country, where he squandered his inheritance on a life of dissipation. When he had freely spent everything, a severe famine struck that country, and he found himself in a dire need. So he hired himself out to one of the local citizens, who sent him to his farm to tend the swine, and he longed to eat his fill of the pods, on which the swine fed, but nobody gave him any. Coming to his senses, he thought, how many of my father's hired workers have more than enough food to eat? But here am I, dying from hunger. I shall get up and go to my father, and I shall say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. Treat me as you would treat one of your hired workers. So he got up and went back to his father. When he was still a long way off, his father caught sight of him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. But his father ordered his servants, Quickly, bring the finest robe and put it on him, put a ring on his finger, and sandals on his feet. Take the fattened calf and slaughter it. Then let us celebrate with a feast, because this son of mine was dead, and has come to life again. He was lost, and has been found. So, just come home. Our Father is waiting for you. He always has been. Dominus vobiscum, et cum spiritu tuo.